Okay, start now.
Hi guys. Nope.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Remy. Thanks for tuning in. On my channel, I discuss on faith, lifestyle, and development. So if you're interested in any of those things, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free to subscribe, guys. So subscribe. So I have Israel here.
Hello.
So we're doing a vlog, our Journey to the Altar vlog, and this is part of the series. So you should have seen, or you should go see the previous ones before this one. Our Journey to the Altar. So for this vlog or video, we're going to be talking about our experience planning a wedding with some African vendors. So our experience with some African vendors, because guys, let me tell you, you know, there'll be times when you want to just pull out your hair and just scream. So we're going to be talking about our experience with some, not all, some African vendors. And so yeah, so it's interesting because, you know, we're planning our wedding. So like I said, you know, I said in one of my other vlogs, we got engaged May 25th, 2019. So we started planning our wedding. Some planned their weddings for 2 years, 3 years. Us, we wanted to do it for 1 year and then get married this year, but COVID happened. So we've been planning, and we've done, you know, a lot of the hard work of planning. Now we're just tying some loose ends a little bit and just looking forward to our new date, since COVID did not allow this one to happen, or let's just say God did not allow this one to happen. So we're just to talk about our experience, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. Some African vendors, right? They miss out on details. Details, you know, is key. But I feel like a lot of times African vendors, they don't know how to follow details.
Yeah, it's almost like yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if it's I don't think it's a cultural thing. I think it's just regards to like learning. I feel like a lot of it is just maybe just not really learning how to like run a business with details, right? Like it's just, you know, asking, you know, it's not just about asking the time or when it's gonna happen. It's about the next step, like level of detail. And I shouldn't be the one that's thinking about the details, right? I'm the customer, right? Like your job is to think about the details, like the key details, like how we're gonna get from this step to this step to this step, and thinking before I think about it, right? But a lot of times I think with African vendors, there's this unfortunate expectation that, you know what, they're probably not going to think about the details. So we need to think about the details ourselves, right? Now, and it's understandable that this is also a personality thing, right? There's a lot of Africans, you know, that are customers that might not care about all the details. That's not important to them. So, you know, so if you're like that, I can fully understand. But for us, we like details, right? So, but I just think if you're doing a business, no matter if someone likes details or not like details, it's better to like give them more than they even want versus you have to think for them, right? So, I guess what's an example of that one from a details perspective?
From a details perspective, my outfits, right? One of my outfits. Let me just be fair. One of my outfits, because my other outfits were great, but a couple of my outfits were too big. So the measurements that I sent over to the tailor, she sent it back, they were too big. And that's fine, you know, things happen. But there was one particular outfit, my second outfit for the traditional, because I had two outfits for the traditional. My second outfit for the traditional, this style that I sent to the tailor is not the style that I got. So I was even joking about it. I need to do a meme or like a video on what I ordered versus what I got. The style that I ordered is not the style this person did for me. Not even close.
Correct.
And she was over here saying that she thought she told me, you made a decision to change the style of my outfit without my consent.
Correct.
I said that wasn't even good and bad enough. You know, she sent the outfit, it was too small. So one of the ones she sent was too big, the other one was too small.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I let her know, I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. That's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you had no business changing the style of what I wanted to do
Correct.
to the style that you chose for me.
Correct.
So, you know, attention to detail is really, really lacking. Yeah, and that's just like one out of like,
Correct.
yeah, there's examples for days, you know. But again, I know that wedding planning, nothing ever really goes exactly as planned. But it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I know, you know, so she nailed my first outfit for the traditional. That's what I wanted. That's what I ordered. But the second outfit, I'm like, that's not what I said I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
So I was
the other
pissed.
the other example of details too is like if you really think about actually I was even thinking about even just even just my outfit, right? Just relying alone on someone's picture versus getting like asking for very
Exact
detailed measurements and like really knowing how to think beyond just the fact that you're gonna see their picture, right? And just really, you know, and the thing is that there was another tailor that you had that was asking for very, very weird, specific detail.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that's actually impressive because, you know, I just think, you know, again, these specific ones we're talking about are Nigerian tailors.
Yeah.
I just think that's my trust issue with Nigerian tailors is just, can you really get to the nitty gritty detail of asking like specific, like weird details that like anybody wouldn't think about? And there's one tailor, you know, shout out to her.
Shout out to her. Yeah, I was even going to say.
You know, and she was asking, you know, like do a sit down,
yeah,
measure from here
this
to
and
here.
that,
Like,
measure this.
those are the kind of details that matter, not just like take a picture and I'll guess if it fits or not. Right? I think that's what happens with my cloth that was, you know, was too long was just because we just relied on a picture versus just ask for the specific size and
Correct.
just, like this is I don't know, for me it just doesn't seem like it's rocket science.
Yeah.
But when you care about detail, you'll figure it out. But that's just
yeah.
And again, it's not all African vendors. It's just some. It's just and I think, and I don't know the issue. I think it's, I don't know, maybe just not being fully versed in certain aspects of business and what makes things be like 100% good versus just 80% good. I think for Nigerians a lot of times, or even Africans, sometimes good enough is all we need, right? So
and now that we've been talking about it, so shout out to the chick that made the reception outfit that I wore for the white wedding, and that I'm gonna wear for the white wedding is a jumpsuit. And this chick, she's in Nigeria. I sent my measurements. You know, she gave me all the things that she wanted me to measure. I sent my measurements. When this thing came in the mail, it fit like a glove, guys. It fit as if she measured me. I was like amazed. I'm gonna insert a picture, or not, but you probably go on my page and you can see it if I've taken a photo, which I'm sure I'll have taken by the time you've seen this video. But that jumpsuit was beautiful. It fit like a glove. I loved it. Same Nigeria that this chick is in.
Correct.
Attention to detail. Detail is key, guys. You know, African vendors, please, if you're listening, pay attention to details. You know, just
Correct.
Yeah. So
second one.
So second point. So we talked about attention to detail and detail being key. Second point is the familiarity complex.
Yeah.
Vendors, if I come to you for business, I'm not your sister, I'm not your daughter. Don't patronize. Like, I'm a customer. See me as a customer, because I feel like the moment we start to get too familiar, you're not going to be professional.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So I feel like just remove the my sister, my brother, Kiniko. Like, just be professional. Like, I'm coming to you, which goes to my next point of professionalism. But in this point, you know, just talking about the familiarity complex. Israel had an example of some guy. One of the guys. Not even the talks.
Which one?
The dancing in the cloud.
Oh yeah.
The dancing in the cloud.
Yeah.
The guy was practically telling Israel to remind him to send us a contract.
Yeah, you know the interesting thing about that's very common too, and like it's very common. It's just like it's nonsensical of the highest order, and a lot of times as Africans we give it a pass.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like correct. So even customers are not helping the situation right. Now naturally in my brain I was like, should I just call him out for that? But I was like, whatever. You know what I mean? But like again, I'm a customer. I should not be reminding you on nothing. zero, right? But we just get so familiar, like, and it's not just Nigerians, like, Ghanaians do it to Nigerians, other Africans do it. The moment they know that you're like that, and I'm sure like probably even Asians do it to, to Africans too, and vice versa, right? I think there's just the moment you know that, oh, we're, I guess we're from Africa. We're all from Africa, right? It becomes this family thing. It's like, slow down. Even if it's family, this is business. I'm giving you money, right? This is not free, right? So if I'm giving you service, or if I'm giving you my money to give me a service, familiarity is irrelevant, right? Fully irrelevant, right? Because I'm giving you money. But I think sometimes some of the vendors is just, and I think it just goes back to the whole, I don't know if it's training. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I find it very, very nonsensical.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, we're Africans, we're cool. Why not just use that to treat each other better, right? From the perspective of like, I'm giving you money, so give me the service that applies to that money I'm paying you, right? This is not free, right? Yeah. I'm not doing you a favor. Yeah. Like sometimes it always seems like the customer is doing the vendor a favor. It's like, no, I'm paying for this, so this is not a favor. Like, so give me the service. Because I just feel like we wouldn't do the same thing if it was to like white people.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just, so I don't. And that's why the familiarity thing is very, very dangerous, because it's like, you wouldn't do that to white people, or you wouldn't do that to people that are not African. Yeah. Most likely not. So why would you, and I don't know if it's, why would you treat me like that? Because suddenly we can speak the same language, or we are from the same continent. Yeah, so that thing, and it's very, very common. That's the crazy thing about it. It's very, very common. A lot of people just deal with it. Again, I'm going to make a caveat, is that some Africans have no issue with it. Right. But for us personally, familiarity when it comes to business is just very annoying.
Yeah, it's not helpful.
It's not helpful for anybody, right?
Yeah. And to Israel's point, about the whole favor thing, I can't stand that thing. When people act like I'm doing you a favor by coming to you for business, don't. We have another example. Our caterer.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. Israel. I was done with her, done with the nonsense, done with it all, because the level of just familiarity was ridiculous.
Correct.
This lady, apparently, in all fairness to her, she's great. Like, her food tastes good. That's it. But the customer service is like garbage. So I remember, like, when we were supposed to have a meeting with her, this chick was an hour late. We were supposed to go sit down, pick a menu, talk, finalize on pricing. This chick was an hour late. Fam, I was done. Thank God for Israel. He has a lot of patience, much more than I do. So like, he was like, I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So familiarity, it's you might be a sweet person, which she's a sweet person.
Correct.
But like, it gets annoying when you're running a business based on familiarity and you're just being sluggish. You don't take people's time seriously. You don't respect people's time. You don't respect people's agenda or people's program, blah, blah, blah. Like, are you serious? Correct. So that really pissed me off. That really pissed me off with that.
Yeah, no, I think it's especially, it even gets more dangerous when the vendor maybe knows a family member.
Yeah.
It even gets much more dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because think about it, right? Life happens. You maybe got into an accident or something happened, but if you have a business appointment, right? The question is, do you even take it as a business appointment? Because I feel like if you take something as a business appointment, you would treat it differently, right? So even if you're late, right, into the business appointment, and I'm paying you thousands of dollars to do the service, and I haven't even signed with you yet, so this is a potential customer, you would think you would take it seriously. Yeah. But the familiarity thing, I feel like just holds us back, where it's like, it's like, if there's a problem, you can text ahead, by the way,
I'm going to be
very,
running
very,
late.
very sorry, I'm going to be running late, blah, blah, blah. But like nothing, and you just show up, and now we have to like be chasing you and having someone like call you like, is everything all right? Like, again, what is going on? Why am I calling you to find out where you're at?
Yeah.
For a business appointment.
Yeah.
You know?
Hear.
So, so it's,
Yeah,
So
so
it's interesting.
yeah, no, oh my gosh, so it was crazy. Like some people, you just too much. My brother, my sister, but then you're giving me garbage service. You're not
Correct.
responding on time.
Correct.
You're not meeting deadlines. You're not responding to me on time.
Yeah.
You're not following detail. I mean, it's a whole
Yeah.
like the whole thing is just.
I think it's a classic you're taking someone for granted
Yes.
because of the connection, right? Because the
Correct.
connection should be the starter, but unfortunately, the way humans are set up, and we're going Africans, to be specific now,
Yeah.
some African vendors is
Yeah.
you're literally taking a person for granted because of the closeness from a cultural perspective, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's that.
Yeah, so the last point we're gonna make is on professionalism. This one I can go on and on. This makeup artist that I was supposed to use for my own makeup, So I wanted to have a couple makeup artists so that it's not just one, because of my bridesmaids and the mothers and grandmothers and things like that. So one of the makeup artists, the one that was supposed to be for me, this chick is the definition of unprofessional. Literally, this chick, she's on Instagram. She has a lot of followers. She's very she knows how to package herself, but when you get to start to talk to her, and well, if you even have a chance to talk to her,
Correct.
you realize that she's very unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. If I'm editing this video, I won't put her name there because she's very unprofessional. So that y'all can go to her page and tell her that Remy said that she's very unprofessional. No, she's very unprofessional. Like all the messages I sent to her, I have to chase her to get a response.
Yeah, no,
Every
I think she's on the worst
single,
side.
she's like on the worst. The definition of unprofessional is this chick. So I'm like, how can you run a business and be this unprofessional? And that's the thing. People will package on Instagram. But if you go talk to, and funny thing is, when I go on her page, I see other people's comments too, saying, please check your DM. Please check your DM. And then I can tell that she's not responding. Yeah. She just takes your money and she's not responding. Yeah. So I see a bunch of comments on a IG, different people commenting like, please check your DM. I sent you a message. Please respond. This chick is unprofessional. So, and I'm just like,
and again,
wow.
and again, she might not be African. So that's
she might not be African. I don't know what she is.
That's a disclaimer. She might be Caribbean or Asian, whatever it is, right? But she still fits the bill for this stuff. Very, very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
It's beyond that makes sense. But
it's
another one is the person that did my talks. I think a lot of this issue is, it started even from the beginning when I'm trying to reach him, and I don't even know what did he even say.
He said he said something ridiculous one time.
Like, I've already told you this, that.
I've already told you this, that.
Blah,
pretty much yelled.
Correct.
At Israel via like messaging or whatever.
Because I was trying to get in contact with him just because, again, I think for him I'm trying to get details, but like just the fact that he's dealing with another African person, it just doesn't take the person seriously, right?
And this guy is in Pennsylvania, so we were trying to get details and we were in Massachusetts. So if we're gonna drive all the way to Massachusetts to go meet this guy,
correct.
The least we could do is get details. And this guy was like, throwing a tantrum.
Correct. And I'm just like, and then you end up buying the thing, and you're like, this is a lot of money, and you're gonna be this this unprofessional. And when we wanted to go pick up the tux or do the second fitting, they called the guy before, like, by the way, we're coming, blah blah blah, and the guy didn't even really look to see if the order was ready or not. He just said, okay,
it's ready.
Okay, it's ready. He just said it's ready. Okay, sounds good, right? We get there.
Drove to Pennsylvania.
Correct.
Thank God we didn't plan our trip around that. We had other things to do.
Correct. Get there and then find out that the order wasn't even here. It's not going to be here for another 2 weeks. And we're like, seriously? Like, seriously? So, so a lot of it, you end up just dealing with garbage.
Yeah.
It's kind of the best way I can think about it, right? You're dealing with garbage. And again, I go back to the same question. If I was white, would I get the same treatment? Right? If I was white, would I get the same treatment? Right? Or would you do this, very, slave to master type of operation? Why don't I get the same thing? Right?
Yeah.
And again, and that's the thing with packaging, right? people have, packaged very nicely on Instagram. But the thing is that professionalism is more
Customer
than packaging.
service.
It's
more
just
than packaging.
And again, I don't know why, but there's a lot of African vendors like this, and I go back to it. I think there's maybe just a lack of training on certain aspects of business, running a business, right? I think running a business is more than just I know how to do a service and I give you and I collect money, you give me money, I give you service. The in between is really what makes a business go farther or not go farther, right? If you look at like the Amazons that are growing, like their customer service and they're so anal when it comes to like looking at like what does the customer want, when is the customer pissed. If we can just take 5% of some of these things that we've learned from businesses that are successful, I think African vendors would gone to the next level. We wouldn't just be serving Africans. You'd be serving Caribbeans. You'd be serving all sorts of people, right? You're serving Black Americans, right?
Yeah.
But I think just the professionalism is just
lacking.
It's just trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. It's just it's almost like you're getting the. It's like there shouldn't be a difference between African customer service and just normal customer service.
Correct.
Right.
But unfortunately.
But God will help. But
Amen. But yeah. So that's our experience. We could go on and on and on and on. But just picking out some key things. Attention to detail. Pay attention to detail. Please don't let the familiarity complex kill your business, and don't let it discourage your customer. Please treat your customers better. Give them what they ordered. Let it not be the case of what they ordered versus what they got. And please be professional. The least you could do, the very minimum you could do is be professional. So I feel like, a lot of times, actually, that's just what's lacking. But yeah, that's our experience with, some African vendors. Thankfully, and for even us, like, we're good, like, planners. Like, we have a wedding planner, but also we're also on top of things. You know what I mean? So in terms of, like, even when we're gonna, that's why I think that might be one of the issues with like dealing with some of these Africans, because maybe they don't see people who are very like, okay, we have to have a contract. I need to have something in writing. I need to sign something. I need to tell me, so we were that couple where we wanted things to be in writing. If I'm going to give you a lot of money, thousands of dollars, I want it to be in writing, like the caterer or like something else. Like even if it's a makeup service that is not like $1,000, but still I need something to be in contract. I need to be in writing. So a lot of these African vendors, they don't even have anything. So they start scrambling like, oh, you're asking for a contract? I'll just send you invoice. No, I need a contract. This is what you're going to give me by this date. At this time, this is the service. So, things like that. So, dealing with African vendors, we had to like go through that. Like, no, I actually need a contract. Like, give me something in writing, things like that. So, and, I got to a point where people were now blaming COVID for everything. It's only God. God. Blaming COVID for, it's COVID. Can you come? Fam. They've been there the lockdown like 3 months ago. You know what I mean? So, so things like that. But God is helping us, and God will help us.
Yeah. And again, we always have to put it. You always have to put every couple is different. Every African is different, right? Yeah. This is an opinion from one African couple,
from my experience,
right? From our experiences, right? Some people don't like detail, and they're perfectly fine with the headache that it creates. And sometimes it doesn't. Headache is based on the individual, right? So someone might find something as a headache, someone might not find something as a headache, right? We like detail. We don't, we're African, but we also like you to be professional. Right? So the fact that we're African doesn't mean we should get, stupid service, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, but God will. And again, I think for couples, depending on how you are, right? It's all right to ask more from your African vendors, right? It's perfectly fine, right? If you're not getting the service you want, it's fine to, what's the word I'm looking for? Demand for more, more as you can get, right?
Yeah.
So if you have to call out the caterer, Remy, like she lost it on the caterer, like, thank God for God.
Thank God for the grace of God. I'm like, this is wrong. I called it out.
And then, and then just, again, certain things, some people can deal with stuff more than others. it's all perfectly fine, right? But
Yeah.
but I think as an African business community perspective, we have more work to do, definitely on the customer service side, right? And it's go to help us.
Amen. But yeah, that's it, guys. Our experience with some African vendors. Proceed with caution when you're dealing with African vendors. Proceed with caution.
Patronize them, though.
Patronize them.
Demand for the best.
Correct.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hope you learned a thing or two. Actually, most importantly, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And we'll see you on our next video, or on our series of our journey to the altar. So, all right, please subscribe to to my YouTube channel if you haven't. And I will see you in my next video. We'll see you in our next video together. All right.
Blessings.
Bye, guys.